Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul, and in this video we're talking about the brand new James Bond First Light game trailer. Since No Time to Die, we've had absolutely no new James Bond content, so it's been a while, and yeah, I'm very excited to see this new first look because been craving it for all this time. So let's just dive into it. Yeah, let's just get straight to it.
His parents cut their own rope to save him. He watched them fall, then found his way off that mountain.
New origin
He was
story.
11 years old.
He then started a grand tour of every major boarding school in Britain.
Always at the top of his
My
class.
guy.
Always
Morgan.
at odds with authority. Same thing in the Navy.
His superiors all praise his instincts.
And they're all in need of early retirement. Nobody knows what to do with him, Mom.
No, and I suspect he feels the same way. But what he did in Iceland...
What he did in Iceland was insubordination. It was ill-disciplined, utterly reckless. He only survived thanks to blind luck. Give me one good reason to put him in the program, Mom.
I think you just covered them all, Greenway. It's really quite simple. Bond is
Okay.
a bullet without a target.
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps.
Let's give him one.
That's me! It's nice seeing myself represented in a video game.
Do you have an appointment?
The name's Bond.
James Bond. He's with me.
And you are? Don't think we've had the pleasure.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves, James.
They got Amiga,
Oh, you shouldn't
Triumph
have.
bike as well. Jesus. Range Rovers.
We're facing a situation of the utmost delicacy.
Oh, they're killing
I
it.
need
They're
all
killing
my
it.
pieces on the board.
009 is a master manipulator. Whatever the endgame is, we won't see it coming.
So good. I'm just glad they
Jet
didn't
lag.
fuck it up.
Gets me every time.
She's not your friend, Bond. She's an asset.
With respect, Mom.
Watch
the hell
this
with that.
as well. Shit. They're just killing it.
Tell me, what do you do, James?
Lately, headhunting.
Perfect as well. They've nailed it. They have nailed it. Right, great. Fantastic.
I suppose this is another teachable moment.
Brilliant. Okay, very excited for that. Thank God. That is my first reaction. Thank God. Obviously, you know, we don't really do reactions much at the channel. Sign up now, get a golden gun. He's got the Craig sweater on there with the turtleneck. Should we go through the trailer bit by bit to kind of talk about stuff? Because I think that's quite important. And yeah, there's a lot of things in this. Jesus, I really am actually quite surprised at how much they've managed to incorporate in this from the James Bond world in terms of brand association and so on. There's a big saying that James Bond is basically full of product placement, but it's so expensive that you don't actually notice that it's product placement. So stuff like the Aston Martin, the Amiga watches, they're all very much key characteristics. And just seeing that there, yeah, brilliant. So the trailer begins, I believe. I'll not play it all again because you've just watched it and you don't want to see me gushing over this whole thing again. But it actually fills in quite a big part of his backstory. Obviously, his parents died during a climbing accident. But I like that they've kind of incorporated into this idea of sacrifice, that they cut the rope so he could survive. I think that's You know, Bond, throughout the books and the films, you rarely hear about his origins and what exactly went down. So when they were doing it in stuff like Spectre, it was such a big thing. It was like, wow, they're touching on things that they've never touched before. Even the graves in Skyfall was just a massive, massive thing. So having that bit more, you know, for Bond fans, I know this is going to be a big, big thing. And then we have M's office, perfectly recreated there. Even got like the little bourbon table. Yeah, brilliant. Morgan from The Walking Dead, fantastic seeing him here. I'm guessing that due to the shot at the end with the alligators or crocodiles, don't call me up on that, that he's going to be a sort of mentor to Bond. Obviously it's an origin story, but yeah, really, really nice way to start things off, just talking about how he survived that plane crash, I want to say, and came out, which I'm guessing will be probably the opening mission that we're seeing flashes of here, and then they'll have like a title card and the big song sequence, and then probably cut to this. So yeah, James Bond, there he is. They've got the cheek scar. They have got the cheek scar. If you've ever read the books, you'll know that's a big thing. That's part of the character. That's the way that they identify him. And on The World Is Not Enough, Pierce Brosnan did a stunt that like cut his lip, and they made a big fuss about it. They were like, he's got a scar. He's even more like James Bond in real life now. So it's fantastic. Yeah, nailed the look. Brilliant. It does kind of look a bit like Tom Cruise. I don't know if that's intentional, but Mission Impossible is now over. Apparently, we'll see if they do another one. But yeah, because Tom Cruise is just like doing stupid stuff and needs a movie to justify it. But yeah, quite like the look. You know, like I said, very Tom Cruisey, sort of Nathan Drakey as well. But they've managed to get the scar, and I know for a fact that the other Bond channels, they're going to be really loving that. You know, don't just watch my reaction, by the way. You know, watch Calvin Dyson's Bond Experience, Dutch Bond Fan. Yeah, Bond's Apartment, Analyze This, Mr. Bond, Being James Bond. I'm sure they're all going to be gushing over this because this is just the new thing that they're doing. And obviously, you know, I'm doing a lot of Bond stuff at the moment too, so I don't think I would have picked up on little things like that in the past, but being so close to it, again, it's kind of, yeah, just capturing it all. I'm guessing this is Moneypenny. They're going with the sort of Skyfall look with Naomi Harris, although she does seem a bit nerdier. It kind of reminds me, the glasses, the big thick glasses, sort of reminds me of the one from The Living Daylights. But there's Q, and the Aston Martin, if you go back, you can see that under the top, that unrecognizable shape. Yeah, fantastic. I was actually playing Alan Wake 2. Like, I'm not really a massive gamer like I used to be, but then kids came along, so I don't really get to play games anymore. And even like Alan Wake 2, I bought that for the Black Friday sale back in November, and then had to play through the first game, and then finally got through all that and started playing it last night, and I was like, this is how little I get to game these days, but just because of kids and work, and that kind of always takes the forefront. I say work, you know, I'm sitting around talking about a game trailer, but yeah, I do like, this is going to get me back gaming again, basically. I played Alan Wake 2 last night, and it hit a point where I was like, I'm just walking around and getting coffees, and that's pretty much what I do in real life, so I don't even know what I'm doing. But this game looks like you'll be wearing suits as a British man and driving about in Aston Martins, which is what I do anyway. So the escapism's going to be there for me. You've got the Triumph motorbike. Triumph actually had a big partnership with Bond throughout a lot of the films. They tended to give them all their motorbikes, even from quite early on, even in Thunderball, I think, the one that Fiona Volpe uses is a Triumph as well. Don't correct me. Please don't butcher me in the comments. So yeah, next we see him sparring. I'm guessing this is a very, very early period where he's still learning his things as part of MI6. We've got the Range Rover in the background. Then he's doing like his physical tests, his medicals. There's one there that says 22% lie, so they might be seeing if he can, you know, pass a lie detector test, get through interrogations, that sort of thing. Yeah, and then M's office with all the other double O's, I'm guessing. Well, not the other double O's, the other recruits. They do talk about 009 in the trailer, I believe. And yeah, not too sure how that ties in with it. 009 I've been doing the Connery stuff recently, so my 009 in my head is the woman that they have in Thunderball for a split second. So yeah, whether that, I don't know if it's going to be that sort of thing, but yeah. Hitman gameplay. Recently actually played Hitman as well. That's what stopped me from playing through the first Alan Wake. And just seeing that captured here. You know, I was playing that and I thought, there's no way these guys are going to mess Bond up. But I didn't quite expect them to take it to this level. And then we have the chess game here. Very clear allusions to the opening of From Russia with Love. I think they mentioned 009 at this point. Again, I've only watched the trailer once. Basically, I saw the screenshot this morning and was like, look, I'm going to have to do a reaction to this. I don't want to spoil it. But you're seeing how I break down trailers live right now. So I think they might have said 009 at this point. If they did, then the woman is 009 because she was a woman in Thunderball, yeah, but it might not be. So lots of shooting scenes, gas explosions, disguises as well. That's going to be quite a new thing. Obviously, the Hitman games are massive on having you change what you look like when you're sneaking about places. So yeah, it looks like they're going to be incorporating that in some way, hopefully, because that's such a good mechanic. That is a really good mechanic as part of a game. You've got big set pieces there. And here is, yeah, an Aston Martin 1969 DBS, I want to say. I have actually shot some stuff in front of this car for our James Bond breakdowns. The fact you're going to be driving it, brilliant. Yeah, sign me up. Yeah, I can't wait. I think that goes by way too quick for me to see. I think it might be another Aston Martin, a red one. No, it's not. But yeah, fantastic. So yeah, the DBS. Weirdly, when we went to the shoot, they were like, "We've got the same model from on Her Majesty's Secret Service, but it's not the right color. But it actually looks quite a lot like that color." So I might just be like, "Look, we did it on purpose. We did it all on purpose." But yeah, fantastic. You know, you've got the Bond girls there. Wow, that looks like it's pulled right out of Man with the Golden Gun, you know, or the ending of Tomorrow Never Dies, or even You Only Live Twice. They're getting all the tropical locations. Fantastic. Really, really knocked away by this, yeah. Earn the number is the tagline as well. So obviously he's not 007 yet, but I'm guessing that's what he's going to get over the course of the game. I'm just blown away by it. You know, like I said, we've been starved for so much Bond content over the last couple of years. And just seeing this here, they really went all out with it. And I'm very, very impressed. I know I'm going to sound like I'm shilling, but even stuff like the Walther PPK that he's holding, they didn't have to go with that gun. Sorry, yeah. So they could have gone with like the newer version that they use in the Brosnan films. I know they went back to it for Craig, but even down to that, that is absolutely fantastic. Also, yeah, I'm wearing the No Time to Die suit from Anthony Sinclair. They have a 6 decades of Bond collection that basically has all the suits on there. We are affiliates with them, but we don't get paid by them. But I just like wearing their suits. So all the time I'm getting their suits on for videos, and it's a nice way to kind of put it on expenses. But yeah, this is absolutely brilliant. Really, really impressed with this first look. I think I'm going to be back to gaming. I'm a gamer again, yeah. So I think down to the look, the attention to detail, even the brand deals, like you don't until you're really obsessed over this stuff, and just kind of seeing like all the behind the scenes stuff, how they were kind of trying to get certain things like Jaguar involved, and then they ended up going to Aston Martin, who weren't really sure on whether to give them things, and then they tied that in with Triumph. It's a fantastic recapturing of that, and I think so far off this first look, they haven't put a foot wrong for me in terms of anything, basically. I'm guessing you're going to get that bit better Aston Martin at the end, or that might even be the red car from before. You know, it's got a top over the top of it, but I think with it being a Bond game, they would probably save that and then give you the DBS first, and then it's like, well, we're keeping what car you're going to get at the end of mystery, and that's what he ends up getting. But yeah, for me, you know, I try to go into reactions with tempered expectations. We actually film our reactions 8 times, so you get the best reaction every time. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, just even things like the watch lasers, the just the general tone of it and the look. They have clear, like the martini there with the little bit of fruit in. They've clearly gone back through all the films, I think that's a Spectre ring on that guy's finger as well. But that is kind of showing exactly what they're doing, and that they're embracing the source material, because, you know, you get a lot of complaints with things and adaptations these days where it's like, oh, you've just remade it but worse, and just changed lots of things. I've always hoped deep down that they've just looked at what's been successful with Bond in the past. They've kind of brought new things in, new ideas, but they've kept that core elements there, and I think this has just captured all of those, and they really, really knocked it out of the park in terms of the details, the look of it, and yeah, brilliant. Really, really happy with it, and let's see how it goes. But that is fantastic, and as a James Bond fan, I am very excited. Now, if you are excited about our James Bond stuff, we are actually in the middle of doing our You Only Live Twice breakdown. I'm going to speak to the girls from Dress to Kill, the Dress to Kill podcast, about the film tonight. We're doing an interview with them, and hopefully that should be coming next week for members, either Monday or Tuesday. If you want to get early access to that video, it's just 99 pence a month, or you just pay 99 pence once and then cancel it, but you'll get a whole month's worth of early videos. And yeah, it all just goes towards helping us out, and we really appreciate it. It is, I did get up suited and booted at 6 o'clock this morning, so I'm feeling good. I'm going to go sit about the house in this for the rest of the day. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Take care. Peace.